All right, testing, testing. Hi, Lauren. Welcome aboard. It's good for you to show up. Anyways, so this is kind of a last minute thing, but I got a few emails saying that Janui's down, and also a lot of emails from people saying like, "Hi, Mr. Tan. I haven't done anything since like before spring break, and I want to pass." So I figured, why not? I do have a meeting at 1 o'clock. I do have a meeting at 1 o'clock, which means that I cannot stream for too long. So I'm going to just briefly go over stuff and help out people. So this week there is no new assignment, and my hair is a mess, but this week there is no new assignment. This is an entirely makeup week. That means if you are missing anything, get it done now. And if we can just switch on over to the calendar for the school year, like that, you can notice that if we go down to May, because we're currently in May, just deep in like that. Today we are on the 18th. It is currently Monday, May 18th, 2020. We have after this week, next week, on the 25th, it is a student slash staff holiday, which means there is no school, but that doesn't really mean much. And then on the 28th of May, that is going to be the last day of school. That means that next Thursday, we will technically be done with school. So we're basically almost there. We have like less than 2 weeks of school left. And then 29th is a thing for teachers. But it's coming up. Like, we're almost done. It doesn't feel like it. But here comes the issue. If you've been doing work the entire time, awesome. You're basically done. Please remember that you have something due today. So I've got 56 people turning in stuff, which is awesome. But I would like the other 96 to also get it in. So this is going to just be a quick review of content. So for instance, this is the very first assignment that I had y'all do during all of this. So week 4. I'm just going to double check stuff. Can you explain what needs to be done? I think I'm behind on work, but I have good grades, so I'm confused. So, let's see. I can't show you gradebook, and I'm going to just quickly move stuff over so it looks nicer. But I do not have. I can't show gradebook because it shows everyone's grades. But if you go to gradebook, you can see what you're missing. On Google Classroom, if you have not turned something in, it should tell you, because I do put the grades on Google Classroom as well. On Gradebook, I have not put in zeros. I just leave it blank, as in there is no grade. And I usually do put in grades after the due dates. But if you turn stuff in late, that just means I have to go back and it takes me a while. So like 7 people turned in last week's late. So I have not graded those yet. I have graded 67 of them. So to check to see what you're missing, go to Gradebook. See what blanks you have. And I think on Google Classroom, there might also be a way for you to see all of your assignments. I can't get to it because it might show like everyone's grades, and I can't really have that. But week 4 was April 13th to April 17th, and I've got one turned in late, so I'll get to that eventually, probably tomorrow. But week 4 is actually just the same stuff we did before we left. Like when we were still in class. Talking about the Nile River, talking about religion, culture of North Africa. Remember Swana? Southwest Asia, North Africa. Talking about how the Sahara is. the Nile flooding. We spent like 3 days talking about the Nile and the desertification. And if you go to my Google Classroom, actually, if you go to Swana, the Aswan Dam was a part of it. Desalination was kind of a part of it too. Yeah, so that's basically the major parts. You can just go back and remember and write that down. For Al, all you're doing is giving me two aspects of ESPN. So either economic, social, political, or natural. And if you don't remember what ESPN is, because it has been like forever since we've had like an actual class. Whenever I even have it on this. So if you go all the way down to Intro to Geography, to September 3rd, you go to that PowerPoint, and remember all of this stuff? Remember the notebook stuff that I haven't really done? Yeah, Edgenuity isn't working. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing a Twitch stream right now, because first of all, no one comes to my Zoom meeting except for like 2 people. But yeah, so Edgenuity isn't working. That's why I'm here. I'm going to go over the content with you, and also if you noticed on today's assignment, today's announcement, I posted a YouTube link that takes you to all of the Twitch streams that I've done, and it's all recorded on YouTube. You can like skim through those. It's kind of me playing games for the first half of it, because I didn't really know how to make those, because those are more of office hours and talking with students. But now we're gonna just focus on doing the stuff. So ESPN economic. I will actually re-upload this PowerPoint and put it up higher. That way you guys can see it better. And so I'll just paste it up there. But it goes through ESPN again. We spent like a whole day talking about regions and everything. But that's not the point. Back to Google Classroom. If I can get to Google Classroom. Nope, those are people. Yeah. So today, I gave you the YouTube link and also the Google check-in form. So please do that too. Any questions you might have. So what about the Zoom meeting? There is no Zoom meeting because no one shows up, and then I don't really do anything in them, because it's kind of just waiting and then having like small conversations with people. With Twitch, it's a bit easier. I know how to handle this better. Alright, so but back to the assignments. You just gave me 2 ESPNs, and I just got an email, so I'm gonna really check that on my phone. But that's for the most part for L level. The Atlantic slave trade. Wonder if I can. I'm gonna see how that pops up on my screen. Alright, I'm gonna switch screens for a second, and hopefully it'll look a bit better. So I can show you just a little bit more. This is always a fun learning process, but bam, there we go. Okay, so the Atlantic slave trade. We know about the slaves. You've learned about it in school, and in history classes. And please let me know if like the audio's off or you can't see the video. Sometimes the music's too loud. Sometimes my mic is too quiet. Whatever. All right, so the transatlantic slave trade. Basically, everyone went to Africa and took the slaves. Like, racism, it's kind of like the white man and also a bunch of Asians, and basically everyone went to Africa and took slaves from them. But we're going to focus on the Atlantic slave trade. So Atlantic meaning the Atlantic Ocean, this big middle part. So slaves on the west coast over here would be taken and sent over. If you lived like in North Africa or like Eastern Africa, you would either be sent elsewhere or you would be left alone. But we know how slavery works out. So what would an example of this be for ESPN? The movement and transporting of literally millions of slaves. How did that affect people? How did that affect the Americas, Europe? And the Europeans came in, and they didn't just take the slaves and went. They came to Africa. They took over Africa. They put their own colonies. They made the Africans speak like their own languages. So that's why a lot of African languages now have European roots to them. I'm gonna try to find a video. I think it's actually, I don't know, because it might have cursing in it, but it's not a big deal. Language. It's a video about guessing the languages of people, but I might not easily find it because there was one person from an African country that was based based from the French. So the French came in and took over. So their language now sounds very much French. Like, to me, and I don't know any French at all, so it just sounds like French to me. But it's not. And I can't find it, and that's going to take too much time, so that's fine. So just jam out to these soft tunes while I try to move on over to the Nile River. Alright, let's see if that pops up on your screens, and it does. Awesome. Okay, so Nile River, we've talked about it for a long time now. Basically, all of Egypt kind of sucks. Like, if you just look at it, where's the grass? Not over here, not over here. It's all desert. It's all hot and dry. Kind of sucks. Like, I would not want to live in Egypt. They also have, mummies and stuff. But the one place where you will see people is along the Nile River. Like, even zoomed out, it doesn't tell you, it doesn't show you any big cities over here. All of the big cities are along the Nile. So we have like Cairo. You can see green. It's all green because there's water. You can grow stuff. You can have cities, towns. Everyone's fine. There's an airport called the Sphinx Airport. That's super rad. But everyone lives along the Nile. Why along the Nile? We've gone over this. So I'll give you guys a few seconds just to remember why people would want to settle along the Nile and like nowhere else. Like, if you had to choose, where would you want to live? Do I need to complete everything on Edgenuity and Google Classroom? I'm asking for all my classes. It depends on your class. Every class decides differently. For World Geography, we decided that we're not taking Edgenuity for a grade because not everyone has access to the internet or, a decent device. So for now, your two options are if you have no internet or like access to a laptop or computer or phone, you can just call us or we'll call you and we can discuss over like any packet work. But the actual grade, what I'm looking for is going to be the Google Classroom assignments. So the week 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 thing. That's the actual grade. I will probably go through Edgenuity later this week in case anyone has been doing Edgenuity but doesn't know about Google Classroom. My toilet keeps flushing and like no one's home, so it's kind of disturbing me. But if you've been doing Edgenuity, I'll check it out, and if you do like the correct stuff, like if you have stuff over Africa, over East Asia, over Southeast Asia, then yeah, I'll count it and I'll try to put it in as a grade. But it's easier for me for you to do it on Google Classroom. That way I can actually give you a grade from there. You can see any responses that I have. Because if you just do Edgenuity, I'm just going to look at it and see what you got on your quiz grade. And I'll be like, okay, you got a 70 in your quiz, you get a 70. You got a 40 on your quiz, I'm going to not put that in, maybe, and just give you a second chance to redo it. I haven't done anything on Edgenuity, but I still have good grades, so I'm asking, does Edgenuity affect my grades? No. No. Edgenuity does not affect your grades in a bad way. But if I see that you haven't done anything on Edgenuity or on Google Classroom, I'm going to assume that you're just not getting work done. Is there a grade for the last week of school? Probably. I have a meeting with my team in like 20 minutes, so I'll go talk with them over it. But I think we do have something scheduled for last week. And it's not much. I think it's just like, look up a solution to a problem that a place has. And you can kind of just like look up anything. Like, oh, what's a solution to pollution in Zimbabwe? But anyways, though, back to the Nile. You zoom in, let's go to Cairo, because Cairo is kind of the big famous part of Egypt. And like you go in and you see cities and buildings and a gym. Don't go to the gym. Stay work out at home. That's what I've been doing. Compared to if I just zoomed in on like a random spot, like along a road. I think this is a road or a highway. Yeah, there's a road. But like it's just, that's it. Like, if you decide to travel, you're going to be traveling and seeing nothing but desert for a while. Until you come to, like, over here. It's like, there's, like, some small areas. But it's not the best place to live. So they have, like, a little bit of vegetation. But besides that, they live in the middle of nowhere. I would not want to do that. You're worried about your other classes? I guess that. Definitely ask your teachers to see what you got to do, because not everyone has the same thing. And we're pretty lenient on all of this. We're not here to be like, oh, you didn't do any work, we're gonna fail you during a pandemic. No, it's a freaking pandemic. We get it. Like I'm suffering a lot at home too. Like I can't do the same amount of work, and that's fine. This is not normal, and hopefully it's not gonna stick. But it's okay to feel stressed out. The main thing is try to communicate, because I have not heard from a lot of students in a long time. So I don't really know their status. I'm going back to school. At this point, I think we're fine with just not going to school, because next week is the last week, and it is way too soon to go back. Like whatever they're saying, like, oh yeah, let's just go to the mall. Like I know malls have opened up. Hey, please don't go to the mall. Do not go to crowded places. Wear a mask. Maybe some gloves. But a mask, definitely. Stay 6 feet away from people. You know, just don't risk your life. And you might not take it too seriously. You might be like, oh well yeah, it's not a high death rate. It doesn't matter. I'm young. I'm 15. But please do not, just for your own safety and for everyone else's safety, do not. Like, it's okay to go grocery shopping, ordering food if you have to, but always have precautions. It's like, I know Disney is opening back up, and they're like, okay, but you have to have a mask on. And people are super upset saying, oh, a mask isn't magical? I'm canceling my tickets. That's fine. You do you. Disney still makes a lot of money. Go watch Disney Plus. But yeah, it's kind of the main thing. But during all of this rambling, you should have learned about Africa, how it looks, the way it is, and where people live and why they live there. Why do people in Egypt not want to live, say, over here compared to over here? And then what else was on that? The assignments. What about the Zoom meeting? We're not doing Zoom anymore. No one shows up, so I might just do Twitch from now till the rest of the year. It's also really annoying having to look at that list of people waiting for people to show up. And with Twitch, I can just be like, okay, I'm on, I'm talking stuff, and then I'm off. I also have 4 viewers on Twitch right now, which is 4 times what I had on Zoom earlier today. What animes have you been watching? You started Castlevania. Ooh, my friend actually works in Castlevania because it's a studio in Austin, Texas. It's called Powerhouse Studios, and they made Castlevania, and they just made a new one too. That's Hispanic themed, it takes place in Latin America, and it looks cool. Avatar is also on Netflix now. It's really awesome too. Uh, Really good show. I have not been watching animes that much. I've been mainly kind of just playing games with friends and doing book club stuff, just trying to do something with people. I've also been super busy because I was hired to help out record a thing for a graduation um, event. If you saw on Saturday, there was this big national TV wide broadcast with Obama and Bad Bunny and her and the Jonas Brothers and Timothy, whatever his name is, the handsome kid everyone loves. But I was also involved in that, just so you know, and you should check it out when you have time. Is it possible that Edgenuity will be down tomorrow? I'm gonna pull up the email, and that involves me hiding my browser so you don't see. Yeah, so I just got the email. Edgenuity server is down. The company has identified the issue and is working to resolve it. However, we do not have an ETA for the server to be back up. I will let you know when I get an update. Thank you for your patience and flexibility. Smiley face. So it is down. We don't know when it'll be back up. Oh, and I just had someone ask. And someone asked why the Zoom meeting wasn't up on Google Classroom, but that's okay because I switched to here. It's a lot easier that way. Bam. Okay. So I'm going to, if I can download this, open new window. Honestly, I probably should have had this downloaded and then put back up a long time ago. But that's fine. Okay. Let's see what else you have to do. Impact of the Sahara Desert, flooding of the Nile. This is all stuff that we've talked about. And the Aswan Dam. So I think I've given you enough info for this 1 week that you can kind of just fill it out if you haven't already done week 4. And just again, there is no new assignment for this week. This week is a catch-up week, so I'll actually note that down tomorrow because I don't want to put out too many announcements in one day. And then, let's see, what else? What else? So that's week 4. We go to week 5. You know, I've got about 70 people turning in stuff. That's awesome. We got I think this is L. Week 5, talking about border disputes, talking about people not liking each other. South Asia and this valley. You know, we give you the topics you can kind of just like focus on as you go through. So you can talk about, you know, religions in India, Hinduism, which is like karma, reincarnation, you know, all the gods. Let's go over a very important part of Indian culture, because that's also relevant. Let's see if I can find it though. This Google map is kind of weird sometimes, and it doesn't show me what I want. What else have I been doing? Yeah, kind of just video games and watching. Brooklyn Nine-Nine ended, so I stopped watching that. Reading books recently. Okay, back to Google Maps. So here we have in India. If I switch back to the normal view. Yeah, so India, this big old chunk over here. However, India has its own major river called the Ganges. And this is the Ganges all over here, and it goes across like a big chunk of India. So the special thing about the Ganges is that people view it as a major religious thing. They see it as basically God. It's a holy site. So we have people bathing in it, washing their stuff in it, using it every day. And the Ganges is very polluted. That is because they think, oh, this river is so holy, it cannot be tainted by people. So we actually have a lot of Indians dumping trash and chemicals and waste into the Ganges River, thinking that it's gonna be fine. But after like doing that forever, you get a very, very, very polluted river. But you know, they say it's no big deal because it's holy. It's God. You can't pollute God. And along the rivers, you'll often see like a lot of people. They'll have like markets, and they'll try to sell stuff. Oh yeah, people are still bathing in it. Like, it's whatever. So if we can follow the river to a more populated area, we can probably find like a good example. And my internet isn't very fast today, so it takes a while for it to load. Let's try over here. Yeah, so if you zoom into here. Oh, let's see. You see, like, these are like these places for shops and buildings. And if you have, you know, you can also go to Google Maps and look up the Ganges as well. But there will be people along this. If you notice, it says temporary closed for a lot of places. That's because of the pandemic. India is the second largest country in terms of people. So they have more people than us, but not as much as China. But this river is very valuable to them. Not only is it used for trading and everything else, but it's also religious. That's how it's so special. It's also seen as holy. Yeah, but it goes for a while. That's why it's also important. Yeah, but that's the Ganges. It's a big old river. It goes on forever. And I don't know. Oh, actually, I can just like I can actually just drop in with Street View. That's smart. I can do that. Yeah. If you notice, the river isn't exactly blue. Like usually from space, water looks bluish or like a green blue. The Ganges does not look too blue, and that is because of all that pollution. Okay, this looks like a pretty populated area. Or not, actually, but it's fine. Let's see if we can drop nearby. Having a street view in other countries is hard because not every country is going to have like a good street view. Yeah, there's nothing over here. Where can I get a street view of India? None? Nothing? Really? I guess street view isn't really a thing over in India. Hello, Paulina. I've talked about a lot of stuff, so I'll upload the video later today. You can go back and like skim through because we talk about a lot of stuff. Okay, just rambling somewhere in India right now. Oh, and I guess some guy took his own photo and uploaded it. Yeah, so this is like a small village in India. Um, wasn't taken by the Google guys. You can see goats though. I like that. So if you're new, if you just showed up, just a reminder that school ends next week, and this week is a catch up week. So turning any assignments that you don't have, and if you have any questions, you can always just like post it on Google Classroom under the comments, and I'll answer you back. But I actually have a meeting to go to, and I think we have talked enough about what's up. And I've gone over about 2 weeks of stuff in like less than half an hour. So it was a brief explanation and give some answers. So I will see you guys on Friday probably. Oh, I can actually try to stream maybe all this week just to help out you guys, but I'm not allowed to technically. But it's whatever. It's whatever. It's all optional. So if you have time and you're not, and someone else is Zoom meeting, come to my streams and I don't know, we'll do stuff. Might hook up my Switch while we wait and play some games or something. But yeah, that's sort of it. If you guys have any more questions, I can stay for like one more minute. But if not, see you guys another day. Just remember to make good choices. Wash your hands, eat your veggies, drink lots of water. Don't do drugs. You know the drill by now. So, bye.